Good morning. Today I will make a review about relative clauses. As I said, relative clauses are who, where, when, whose, whom. Who refers to person comes as a subject. Where refers to a place. When refers to a time. Whose refers to possessive things. Whom refers to a person comes as object, which refers to non-personal things. Now we have a note which I talked about in the last lesson. We can replace who, which by that. Now let's do these exercises. Number one, I bought the vase space I saw yesterday. The vase. The vase is non-personal things. Which suitable relative clauses we will use? Because vase non-personal things. Which suitable one? Which is the suitable one? Because vase is non-personal thing. I put the vase which I saw yesterday. Number two. This is the place. Space. I was born. Place. Which suitable relative clauses we will use to place? The suitable relative clause we will use is where. Now, this is the car. Space. Owner is angry. We underline the car. The car, and we underline owner. The car is owned by owner. So the owner possesses the car. Because the owner possesses the car, which suitable relative clauses we will use? Which suitable relative clauses we will use to a possessive things? Look here. Who, where, when, whose, whom, which. Because car is a possessive thing, we will use whose. I met Mr. Frank, is the manager of my company. Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank, and we have is here. Is verb. So we will use subject relative clause. The subject relative clause, and we have Mr. Frank, which is personal. We will use who, because Mr. Frank is a person, comes as a subject. So who. Now let us do exercise A at our student book. Now, what is the name of the man? Space, car you borrowed. Now we will use who, whom, whose, where. As I said, who refers to person, comes as a subject. Whom refers to a person, comes as object. Whose, possessive. Where, to place. What is the name of the man? Car you borrowed. Now, the man. And we have car here. The car is owned by the man. Because the car is owned by the man, we will say, what is the name of the name of the man? Whose? Because the car passes by the man. A cemetery is a place. space, people are buried. Place. Which suitable relative clause we will use it refers to a place. Who, whom, whose, where. Because we have a place here, so the suitable one is where. A pacifist is a person, space, believes that all wars are wrong. Person. Which suitable relative clauses refers to a person? Who and whom? Because we have here verb, so the space is subject here. Subject, then verb. The suitable one is who, because who refers to a person comes as a subject, and we have person here. Person comes as a subject, we will use who. Now, do number 4, 5, 6, 7, and send them to me. Go to exercise B. Exercise B. Join these sentences using who or that. Let us to answer number 1. A girl was applauded for her performance. She is now a celebrity. Now, a girl refers to she. She refers to a girl. So we can omit she and full stop. Replace she by what? Who or that. It will become a girl was applauded for her performance, who is now a celebrity. Just we delete she because she refers to a girl, and we delete she because she refers to a girl. She comes as a subject. Person subject, we will use who. Now, number 2. A man answered the phone. He told me you were away. Now, let you to answer number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and send them to me. Now, here, we will talk about a new topic, but related to a relative clauses. Sometimes we don't need that or who. When we don't need that or who. Now, if that or who comes as subject, we can't drop it. We can't drop it. We can't drop it. It means we need it. We need it. For example, Carla is an interesting woman who or that lives next door. Now, who or that? Look here. Lives, it's a verb. So, the relative clause here, that or who, comes as a subject. Because the relative clause comes as a subject, we can't drop it. Again, I will repeat this information. If that or who comes as a subject, we can't drop it. What is the meaning of we can't drop it? We need it. How I know who or that comes as a subject? Let's read this exercise. Carla is an interesting woman. Who or that lives next door. Who or that lives next door. Lives, it's a verb. before the verb comes what? Subject. Before the verb comes subject. Because the relative clause here comes as a subject. Who are that? So we cannot drop it and we need it. Now, John is a good guy. Who that I can trust him. Look here, it's a subject. So who or that doesn't come as a subject. So we can drop it. We don't need it. Again, I will repeat this information. John is a good guy. Who or that I can trust. Now, I comes as a subject. So who or that doesn't come as a subject. So we can drop it. We don't need it. So we put two brackets between them. Let's read exercise C at your student's book. In some of these sentences, you don't need who or that. Now, when I read you don't need who or that, يعني it means who or that doesn't comes as a subject. Comes as an object. Who or that doesn't comes as a subject, comes as an object. If you feel you don't need them, put them in the brackets. If we don't need them, we will just put two brackets between them. The woman who lives next door is a doctor. Look here. The woman who lives, it's a verb, right? Because it's a verb, who comes as a subject. So we cannot drop it. We need it. We cannot put two brackets between them. Now, number 2. Have you found the keys that you lost? Look here. That you, it's a subject. So that doesn't come as a subject. Because it doesn't come as a subject, we can drop it. We don't need it. So we put that between two brackets. Now, let's you to do number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I'm ready to your questions anytime. Thanks you for your listening. Thanks a lot for your listening.